Hey, hello, everyone. Welcome to this short demo of the newest feature by OpenAI, which is in ChatGPT. This feature is the Search GPT. So very excited. Why? Because now this can give you all the information you need in one place. Without having to scroll, for example, Google, and I love Google. The only thing is that you have to, scroll each result. As you know, it gives you a list of results and you have to determine which is the best. So in this demo, I'm going to show you how we can just get all the information in one place. And maybe the difference is that it will give us references of where it got that particular response or responses that it's given us. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen here. I did actually put myself on the on the list for when this came out because it came out sometime earlier in the year. We had to, if anyone wanted, they had to sign up. So, that's what I'm going to give you two things, or rather show you two items of how I got that. So first things first, actually, they being ChatGPT, that is. Give me 1 second. All right, here is OpenAI. On Twitter, it gives us, it will give that right there. As you see here, it's saying introducing, this past Thursday, October 31st, 2024. It gave us that update on their Twitter account, introducing ChatGPT search. As you see, it has that little circle. And he does a short demo, okay? In addition to that, actually, let's see. Am I sharing my screen? I think I'm thinking I'm sharing my screen, but I might not be. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, let's share the screen and see. Two things. So I wanted to take us to ChatGPT Twitter account. Let me start with that. And okay, so here it is. So this is the Twitter account. As you can see here, it's OpenAI. There's several of their accounts actually. It has OpenAI, it has ChatGPT, and a few other things. But we'll go to this is really the company Twitter account, the overall. Sometimes it gets confusing because this update is actually not on ChatGPT. It's just on OpenAI, their major account, which is their parent company. Okay, as you can see here, it says introducing ChatGPT, October 31st. That was this past Thursday. I got the email actually, but I had some other projects, so I didn't have a chance to do a demo. So now I'm doing it. As you can see here, it does give you a demo of what you need to do. Essentially, you get this once you access that. Search, and then you type in your prompt or the instruction that you want it to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over. Here's the email that I got. Let me just make sure that you're seeing this correct screen. Okay, there. The thing with Zoom is that it doesn't, you have to like keep changing this, the share screen. Okay, so you can see that introducing ChatGPT. Today we're announcing the release of ChatGPT search in our blog. We've given access to you and all of the waitlist users. So I was on the waitlist. I signed up for it a few months back, really. That's what it was, because I really needed this. But the one I thought they were going to create is a different one, and I'll show you what that is, okay, in a few. But here it is. They just did a screenshot, sent us where that is. Happy Halloween. It's literally on Halloween. And then you click on here. Now, a couple of things that I'm going to mention, first of all. This is only available for Plus accounts. In other words, the paid account. So it's going to be from Plus, where you're an individual, and then also the team, and eventually the enterprise. Probably the enterprise was the first at this point. I don't know, but they tend to start, I think, just to make sure from an IT perspective, I know when you're launching or implementing things, you have to start small to make sure that any problems that arise are ironed out before you can go big. So they usually will start from the plus accounts, which is individuals. Okay, then they'll go to the teams. Teams are usually either small businesses or business that may have more than one person using ChatGPT. And then they go to enterprise. These are the big companies, obviously. Okay, so you can see the progression there. They're doing that in order to reduce risk mitigation. All right. So the reason I'm trying to explain this is because initially when I went to my account, I'll show you my account. This is my paid account. Give me a second. This is my paid account. And what happened is, do you see that here? I came here and it's grayed out. And I'm like, do I need to activate this? What do I need to do? So actually, that's why I did a search here. How can I activate ChatGPT? And it was taking me to other pages to make a payment. I'm like, there must be something wrong. I don't know. I don't think I need to make additional payment. But where it was taking me is what they call the playground. Because when you click on that, so I don't even want to take you there. It's here where it was saying I need to pay additional. This is only when you're using the API. API is whereby either you're doing integrations or here where you're, as you see here, API keys, or it's where also you might be maybe there's some people who may not have the monthly subscription, but you buy tokens. Tokens are really like tokens are like buying, how can I say, buying the rights to use, the updated or the stronger or the premium, let's say the premium types of features and also capabilities for the ChatGPT. That's when you have to use that, okay? But it wasn't that. I knew it wasn't. So what happened is I went back to my email, which is this one that they sent me. And then they say by clicking on this web search icon. So I clicked on chatgpt.com and then it brought it to me where it gave me that access. So let's see here. I'm going to just do a new one. So when you click on that, you see that? Here I can click on it. It was, how can I say? It was darkened. Let me just open a new one. Do you see that it's darkened? So it allows me to click on that. But so I'm showing you that so that you know what you need to do, okay? Versus here, I have to remove that, whereby it's grayed out. If you see that it's literally grayed out, it doesn't allow me to click, okay? So again, go to chatgpt.com, this one, and then that is if you have a premium account. The premium account is the paid plus account. You have access to this. If you don't have it, it's also fine. I've used in the past where I'm doing searches for particular information, and it will still bring you that information, okay? And I'm going to give you some alternatives here if you don't have the plus account. Okay, so going back to this, let me just make sure we're looking at the right one. Okay, there we are. What you'll need to do, by the way, you can click here to see what other capabilities it gives you, okay? What you need to do is it will allow me to click on that, search the web, and then it highlights it, it will activate it, meaning it turns blue. And then here, once you do that, of course, here it's giving us examples of what we may be searching for, but I don't want anything for that. Here, from a project management perspective, because I'm, doing this demo for project management, but this really can be for any other search, either for your business or personal life, where you do a search. Here, from a project management perspective, I'm going to say, give me a communication plan for a project manager that is managing let's say an EHR. This is from healthcare. EHR system implementation for medical group. So here I'm making it smaller, not a big thing. Medical group for about 10 providers. So I'm just adding, in other words, I'm asking it to help me create a communication plan. And in project management, these are usually plans that you come up with of how you can do your communication, you know, to your teams, to your stakeholders and people like that. Okay, so first things first, here you see it created objective, ensure all stakeholders are informed about the implementation. I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to go to the high level. So it tells us we need to identify our stakeholders, the internal ones. External usually are the vendors or their representatives and other patients, okay, in this case. Internal providers, these are the people now on the team. So as it says, provider, nursing staff, administration staff, and IT support. Remember, stakeholders are any person or anyone, any entity, could be individuals, teams, and things like that, organizations who are going to be impacted by a project, okay? There are two different types of stakeholders. There's that, and then there are also where we have the senior management stakeholders. So these could be the people that are making decisions, the people that are sponsoring the projects. They're usually people in senior positions whose departments or whose authority will allow for or give authority approval and things like that, or budgets for the projects, okay? So you're going to have maybe a CFO or director of accounting or director of finance, depending on how the organization is set up. You're going to have a CIO. You may have a technical director. CIO is Chief Information Officer if it's a bigger company. And then you may have the CEO, or the CEO may not be as involved, but usually there will be because they need to know what's going on. They may not be as involved, but they'll be probably in a committee of sorts, okay? Anyway, and then you have here, those are examples that I'm giving. So two different stakeholders, everyone to be impacted and also senior management, okay? Who we may call the committee, steering committee, the kind of thing, okay? And they may be called by different names. All right. Three is communication methods and frequencies. So we may have the kickoff meeting, we'll have weekly progress reports or updates, and who the audience is. It tells you here weekly, here kickoff usually is once at the very beginning. Then we have biweekly team meetings. That is where not everyone is there. You're going to have training sessions. You have maybe patient notifications, especially when you're about to launch or when you're about to go live. And you're letting patients know, hey, the system has changed, or you're giving them new logins, for example, into their accounts, which are going to be now online, okay? Then key messages, the project purpose, implementation. Again, I'm not reading everything. The training opportunities, roles and responsibilities, then support channels. And then in addition, you have feedback mechanisms, okay? What are those? Those could be surveys, suggestion box, open forums. These are usually feedback mechanisms that are usually after a project has gone live or during the live, or which launch. The live is the go live or the launch of whatever it is that you are implementing, okay? So you're going to have different types of feedback mechanisms. It could be certain groups. How is it going, for example? In this case, the example I give is the providers. How is it going for them? Are they familiar with everything? So many times you're going to find that for new systems, there's going to be a need for additional training, ongoing, okay? Some is going to be over the shoulder, we call it, or shadowing. Others may be in-class type setup, and others may be virtual setup, okay? So it depends on what is best used. And then documentation and resources. You have usually like SharePoint, which is the project intranet page here, as they say, where they're putting specific either Q&As, frequently asked questions, Q&As, training material, and things like that. And then you have evaluation and continuous improvement, okay? And then you have ongoing communication, which is a must. So that is a good one. Now, in case you are maybe, let's say, a family, this is for, let's say, an organization. I'm going to have that represent, but it could be anything. It could be in construction. It could be fintech, finance tech. It could be marketing. It could be, any other type of organization or any other type of, role, operations or things like that. But now let's go to where you may be personal, because we are using actually this in our personal life. So I'm going to use the example actually that literally ChatGPT gives, and it's this. By the way, before you do your search on there, you have to click on it. And I'm going to separate these out because this is for a project. So I'm going to go and do a new chat. Here is where you go to do a new chat. Click on that little pen. And then we have the new chat. Again, I'm going to activate the search and tell it I want you to search the internet. And then I'm going to say, help me plan a trip to Venice, Italy, giving me a day by day activity to do for a family of 4 if I am staying for 3 days in Venice. Okay. I'm gonna just be adhere. Usually you can leave it like that, but I'm going to say give me also places to stay, activity to do each day with getting some rest around, let's say, around 4 p.m. each day before we leave on the before we leave on the 4th day, I'll say. So let's see what it tells us. So it will do a search, and as you can see, planning a family-friendly 3-day trip to Venice goes very fast. Okay. So Family Resort Venice, planning a family 3-day trip to Venice. Day 1, discovering St. Mark's Square and surroundings. So you see that it tells us the morning, the lunch, where we'll have our lunch, actually where to go eat, the restaurant, afternoon, we go to the market, you have a gondola ride, evening, return to hotel, restaurant, 4 p.m. After resting, an evening stroll. Day 2, artistic exploration of Venetian crafts. I love this. I've been to Venice myself, so I know these are actually true. I'm not saying I doubt it, but this is really true because there's the arts, except, for us, we were squeezing it. When I went, it was a tour, group tour. So we squeezed all this in one day. But this is good. And it looks very authentic. I love that. Local eatery, family-friendly restaurant near the Academia Bridge for convenient meal. Afternoon, mask making workshop. That's good. I didn't know about the masks. Of course, that's true. I would still get to do something new. Day 3, island excursions to Murano and Burano. Okay. Murano Island, famous for its glass-making industry. That's interesting. I didn't know there was a Murano Island. So you see, I'm even learning something new. I didn't know there's the Murano glass making. It's actually in Venice. I did go to some of those. We went to some of those. But going actually to an island for that, that's really nice. Local cafe, Murano, then Burano Island, known for its brightly colored houses. This is probably the one on the Cinque Terre, 5 lands, as they call them. That's nice. Return to the hotel at 4 p.m. for your evening accommodations, recommendations. It gives us this. that we can choose from. So I like that. And one of the things you see in these small, they seem small, but actually that's where they're getting their information from. It does that trip tour. Okay. And let's see, families love travel. I like this. So you see that it references where it got that information from every time. Okay. And I like that. Accommodations, it gives us the tour guide, J.W. Marriott, and these hotels, additional trips, transportation, Venice's Vaporetto water bus system is efficient way to navigate the city and reach the islands. That's nice. Purchase multi-day pass. So you see, it's giving us additional tips. I love that. Advanced booking. This is so true. Advanced booking to avoid long queues. Very, very true. And when you're in a group, it's easier, like group tours. But when either you're individual or maybe just a family, you really have to plan ahead. Otherwise, you'll be in long queues. I can attest to that. Okay. Local cuisine, same thing. Try family to local dishes. Maybe one thing I'll also say is that, like in this square, I think they're talking about, where's the square they talked about here in the very beginning? The St. Mark's Square. There's a big square there, and in most of Europe, one of the things is that when you're sitting outside, I think it's specific countries. I don't think it's every country. The Eastern European countries, I think, may not be like that. But the major ones where there's tourism, you do pay additional to actually sit outside. Otherwise, you're sitting inside. I don't know, but that's how it is. And they will not allow you to sit, even though you say, oh, I'm just resting. That won't happen. So that's one of the things. All right, so this looks great. And then at the end, it actually gives what the sources are. Let's click on that and see. All right, so we're actually learning this together. So here it gives its citations as sources. I like that it actually has created its own, their own little sidebar that shows where the sources are from. But these are the sources, essentially. That's great. The hotels, 3 days. Wow, very nice. 3-day Venice itinerary. Oh, okay. So it literally pulls from other sources. I like that, literally. Additional sources. So there you go. That's how you can do it. And in the next video, I'm going to show you an alternative to this of what other tool you can use if you don't have the ChatGPT Plus. I do have it because I do many different trainings and demos and things like that. So, but I don't have it all the time. Sometimes I will stop my subscription and then I renew it when I actually need to have it, because there are times I'm not using it and I realize it's a waste. So sometimes I may do it for a couple of months, or sometimes just 1 month if there's something I'm working on, that kind of thing. But in the next video, I will be sharing with you another tool that you can use if you don't want this one, okay? All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, bye.